Also plays
And
a
then
lot of Sentinel, which is what we're seeing in illyou.
he plays nothing but Sentinel. He's played
on
Sentinel
Lucien.
for months. I don't even remember him ever playing someone else. And then there's illyou, who's absolutely ridiculously good with these guns.
We're going to be opening up on Shipwreck of all maps, so no interesting counterpicks here. I'm not quite sure who's going to favor. And physeK opening up with the first weapon has the hammer, and illyou calls in something that he tried to grab and failed, and physeK punishes immediately by picking up the guitars.
Yeah, that was a good option. Like when someone calls the horn in, you can use a weapon throw to stun them and then steal the weapon before they're out of stun. It's a really cool option people don't consider.
So both players already exchanging blows with guitars, goes in for that side-stick into a down air. Down air doesn't work out, and illyou returning guitar strings are actually kind of trading rather evenly, but physeK gets that side-stick, sends illyou flying, and into the orange hammer stare comes out, and illyou is looking close towards kill percent.
Yeah, illyou ate some hammer hits and eats another one, and he's taking a ton of damage. Still not dying quite yet, but he needs to get in there, and he doesn't, not finding much right now.
Yeah, physeK is actually managing to land almost all these hammer aerials, and that's devastating. But illyou still hasn't lost his stock, but that side air will do it. Sends him flying, shows how much damage he took.
He finally found the guns too, but illyou's definitely a little uncomfortable with the guitars when you compare him to the his insane gunplay. And he's gonna keep getting stuck with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, because every time he gets the guns, he either had to get them thrown away, disarmed, or killed. So now he's back on having guitars being picked up, and he goes in for that sidelight. physeK is actually kind of getting knocked around and nearly dodges in the mine. illyou, no! It's sidelighted near the mine that he just placed. The side-stick comes up from physeK. Sidelight doesn't hit him into the mine, and he fails to disarm it. Oh my god, that mine almost caused so many problems. And as a side-stick is thrown out, physeK is trying to further extend his lead as he lands
That's a
one.
down sig for him.
That is a down sig.
That's
And
the side sig.
The side-stick comes from
Taking it. So he's in orange damage already though, and again, the weapon spawns on top of physeK, not letting illyou get the guns he's been looking for. And illyou, for the entirety of this game, has been starved out of his precious guns, and it's really helping physeK with this game.
Ooh, a down sig into a second down sig comes out, and physeK just easily punishes that with the ground. illyou getting a little
He tried to
overzealous
dodge
there.
back to the stage wicked early. Like, he didn't need to do that. He ended up paying the price for it. But he finds guns! Can he do a full stock comeback now that he's found his weapon?
It's possible. What I've seen from illyou is, like, we've seen him in positions where he's behind before, and then all of a sudden you'll have, like, a white to red stock, where he's just playing with the guns and getting an insane amount of damage on despite Lucien's low attack stat. And here he is, already feeling a little bit more comfortable as he's throwing out down air after down air. physeK holding on to the hammer, tries to go in with a, spot dodge weapon toss, but doesn't get anything, and he picks up the guitars. illyou managing to stabilize, but he's not really getting any damage.
Yeah, he got a nice starting string, put him in the orange. Hasn't really found any follow-ups though. And physeK's not doing any damage either though. That's a bit, but both players are sort of throwing these hitboxes towards each other, but not quite hitting.
Downsig comes out from physeK, and physeK goes within there, tries to go for a slide charge downsig. illyou is actually getting a lot of damage in and tries to go for that signature. Sidestick barely misses, and physeK is actually able to push the line.
Dodges through it the wrong way into the bomb. It was a good read by physeK to think he'd go straight like that.
physeK ends up taking the first game 2-0. And Cactus Plus saying, why can't caster react to Twitch chat? Casters can react to Twitch chat. We just choose not to do so during the match, and I will personally shout out Twinklehood.
Twinklehood, shout out to Twinklehood.
After the best of 3. The point is, I don't want to say it. I mean, this will be an exception because we just want to explain it. But I want to do the shout outs for the subs in between the best of 3s so that we can properly shout it out and it doesn't get into the match. But unfortunately, we just
For the VODs.
Yeah.
That's okay, bro. Them VODs will love Twinklehood.
Twinklehood will be loved by the VODs. This is true. When game 1 goes to physeK, don't worry, Twinklehood, you'll get your shout out in a little bit. Yeah, and we do want to put something up on the stream. It's just we got to think about it, how to do it, and find the right ways to do it. So game 1, best of 3, goes to physeK quite convincingly. illyou,
I mean, I think
struggled to get the
illyou
guns the entire time.
Yeah,
in the
if
match.
illyou doesn't get starved from guns for an entire 2 stocks, he didn't pick his guns up until he was on his last stock. So I don't think that was a fair representation of how that match should have gone. Because I feel like illyou has a slight advantage here when he has his
But he
guns
just
in
switched
his
to
equip,
Thatch.
which still has guns.
Does still have guns, indeed. But he also has the problem of having one weapon that isn't guns. So we're going to see if he's a little bit more comfortable with sword. Thatch being a much lower defense, however, and he finds the first weapon. Cider comes out, physeK already on the ledge and getting pelted by these bullets as illyou is actually taking a solid lead here as he lands multiple siders.
Yeah, illyou just grabs the guns and instantly goes to work, putting physeK into the red already without taking a single retaliating shot. And this is what I was talking about. You let illyou get the guns and the game's just completely different.
The neutral light comes out, but that's all physeK lands. And oh wow, that side light would have been beautiful if you spaced it a little bit better.
Yeah, the change to side light range screwing illyou a little bit there.
Excellent.
Looks like actually missing. He's struggling to find a kill right now.
And that's a problem, because Thatch, with as much damage as he applied with those guns, does have very low defense, and physeK is actually just getting in on all these guitar moves. And illyou, with such a strong start, isn't finding a way to convert this into a kill, gets that uppercut, bomb goes high, and illyou picks up the sword. He has the opportunity to kill with signatures here, as physeK puts out a really greedy down sig, and illyou doesn't do anything about it. Loses the first stock to a side sig.
Yeah. Alright, so physeK finds the side sig and gets the first stock, despite the really dominating performance early on from illyou, who couldn't convert into a kill. He does find it, doesn't give up any sort of advantage.
But I would like to see him throw away that sword for the opportunity to play with guitars, as he...
physeK actually threw his hammer away. Oh, the pivot Gravy Cancel downlight. That was beautiful.
Great way of being able to get that combo off and punish him with physeK's positioning. illyou actually making good use of the sword, tries to go in for a downer, Cider connects, reads physeK's dodge, but the weapon toss interrupts any approach that he goes for. And illyou trying to pick up... No, he likes the sword. He's not actually going for guns. He's had many opportunities, and the scoop goes in, Nair is dodged, and the Cider comes out once again. Both players are trading rather evenly.
Yeah, it looks like illyou's feeling comfortable with the sword versus guitar matchup, and since physeK is opting for basically nothing but guitars right now, he's just sticking with the sword.
Ooh,
Ooh,
illyou has
dodge.
dodged that down sig multiple times in this game. Not the first game, but the second one. He's managed to do that in a way where he's actually able to get a punish out of it too. physeK's down sigs on guitars are not landing.
Oh man, the pivot wave almost hits physeK.
That played like a little audio bit that was like kind of jawsy sounding.
A little, I guess.
That was interesting. Okay, so Sidelight comes in. I never actually listened to a charged Thatch signature before. Down here comes out as he tries to kill him with a Cider. illyou taking the lead and actually maintaining it this time. Wow!
Oh, yes! What a setup from illyou. And he actually takes a fairly solid lead off of that.
Yeah, and a D-Light Cider comes in and already puts physeK into the yellow. That weapon toss was so good because not only did it force physeK's dodge, but acted as his executioner as he got him with that end light and knocked him into the hitbox. And physeK tries to go up for an air, gets hit by a down air, down light, side air. Oh, you go that GC down light. Oh, geez, illyou is just running away with this game now as he gets another neutral like physeK in kill percent. And it went from physeK's 2-stock to illyou having almost a 2-stock in this match.
Looking like he's gonna get a bit better than a 2-stock out of this if he kills soon. But physeK's fighting back now, so maybe not.
physeK finds the guitars, goes for 3 signatures, but tosses the weapon away as the cannonballs go on stage, and illyou gets that side air. They'll do it.
illyou ends it, and a 2-stock in his favor this time, and I really just, I feel like the Thatch pick was actually brilliant. I didn't know illyou really played sword, but he definitely showed up. It definitely did well versus what physeK was trying to do.
And demonstrated some tech with the sword that we know is not something that people who just play the sword as a weapon that's attached to their character do. That reverse D-Light, GC D-Light.
Well, he does that all the time with guns, so it's probably not too much of a stretch to switch it over to another weapon. I mean, like, sword downlight is basically the same as gun downlight. It just comes out 80 times faster.
80 times.
80 times, yeah. I did the math once. No, I'm kidding. But it feels like it sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely...
The first frame doesn't come out faster, but like the fact that it has those stages, like the da-da-da-da on the guns, and it like takes a while to go through the whole animation, whereas guns, it has the whole animation on the first frame, which is a nice change of pace when you get used to when you're used to the guns. And so illyou's gonna stick with the Thatch and continue doing work with both weapons, not relying so heavily on the guns this time.
We're going on the Great Hall, in which I feel like illyou's got a little bit of an advantage when it comes to guns just because of that low ceiling. We haven't seen any gun recovery kills from illyou yet, but that's something that we were definitely familiar with yesterday at the GCU. And opening up the sword, tries to go in for a GC neutral like physeK, tries to land with a Nair. illyou doing a good job of being able to cover the ground, but physeK gets that side light, no follow-up. And both players have traded rather evenly in here as a recovery comes up from physeK.
So one thing I am noticing about illyou is that he's going for dares and nairs instead of dare recovery, which is the correct way to do it, because dare to nair is not a true combo, whereas dare to recovery actually is, and that's why you see so many people fish for it. It's just, it also does more damage, it's just so awful.
physeK gets illyou on the stage, but that sidelight into ground pound actually puts physeK into the red. Not in the kill percent just yet because of Sentinel's defense. illyou, but much higher risk of losing his stock than physeK right now as he holds onto the hammer, trying to clip one of these side airs, and illyou dodges out of the way of that side air surprisingly and gets one of his own. physeK off the stage, bomb in hand, goes for the trade, and recovery kills him.
Oh
Not
my
afraid of that bomb at all.
That bomb, he throws it upwards and then he gets hit by the recovery, which shoots physeK higher, and he almost ended up recovering into the bomb. That would have been the coolest thing. Whew. But it doesn't happen. illyou still needs to find a kill. physeK doesn't have an abundance of damage on him just yet.
illyou goes for that ground pound to be able to finish physeK's stock, and the bomb actually reads the dodge. physeK not respecting the angle of which illyou and into the stock rather quickly without even taking any damage.
So illyou, oh my god, the pivot down like Gravy Cancel is insane. No one else does that.
He did it again. He's just trying to find those. Because like if he's facing a different direction, physeK does not expect him that to come out, puts himself in a position to get punished, and another D-Light Dare comes out as illyou tries to do that combo with the GC down light, goes for the GCN light as well. Just being able to use these sword ground moves in the air to be able to really punish for his positioning and make it really unsafe for him to approach the guitar. So another D-Light Dare comes out.
Crazy.
Side air, disarms physeK, illyou dodges out of the way of that recovery quite well, and physeK tosses his hammer away as he's put into the red into the kill percent. illyou's looking to take a stock.
Yeah, illyou's actually looking ridiculously solid with this sword. It almost looks like he's a lifelong sword main with the way he's pulling off a lot of these combos. Just a fall down dare, and physeK doesn't respect it, doesn't dodge, and he loses his stock for it.
Well, I think physeK actually, I heard it, maybe not, I've seen it, but I think physeK actually just dodged into the stage there, and that gave illyou that free down air. Another early dodge coming out from one of these players as the side air comes out, and physeK gets that stop side air. It's not going to be hard for him to be able to close up the stock if he finds another side air off the stage, but the recovery doesn't connect, and illyou makes it back on the stage, hits him with the side air on the sword, and continues to extend his lead. physeK misses the end, gets the side air, illyou put in the kill percent, and the ground pound will do it.
Yeah, you can't just sword recovery into a hammer. That was like a really obvious ground pound, and illyou just sort of sword recovered into it. But, I mean, he does have a small damage lead. He's getting weapon starved, which might be a little rough, but he finds the unarmed damage anyways.
Not to mention he got a little bit of a tap in Rocky Wall. physeK tossing that hammer into his face, gets unarmed himself, but illyou finding the guns that he is so successful at racking up damage with. Really going for D-lights, but physeK's just tossing the hammer in illyou's face over and over again. It's kind of working out. Waits illyou out, tries to go in for a weapon toss, nair doesn't connect, and illyou finds a side air, charges the cannonballs, they don't connect, physeK has a bomb in hand. Ooh, illyou dodges underneath it as explosives are going left and right. physeK lands with the down air, tries to go in for the end sig, and it connects. illyou jumps into it, goes into the orange, and the down sig. physeK has got illyou in kill percent now, despite that huge lead that illyou had, and he is most likely dead. No, down air doesn't connect. illyou recovers back, sidelight doesn't come out. I feel like
he can't find his way back on stage. He finally finds his way, but he goes for a ground pound dangerously, but he throws the mine upwards, connects with physeK, doesn't kill him, goes for a ground pound, but it misses.
physeK only got to the guitars, goes in for a down air, not even waiting for illyou to recover as he tries to go for that slide charge down sig. illyou with the sword still gets hit in the face by the guitars, and the down sig connects.
The down sig connects, and game 3 goes to physeK.